We never wanted Juneteenth to be a national holiday. We didn't even ask for that shit. I love she walked out. She said, "Give me my car. Go get my car. I ain't with this shit. Go get my car now." They keep giving us everything we don't ask for. Like, I can take the 19th off on my own. Even though my job recognizes it and they still recognize it, I can take the 19th off on my own. Thank you for whoever's pumping the hearts. Appreciate it. I don't know. Can I see anybody? I can't see nobody in the oh. If you are in the YouTube chat, please let me know. Hello. Good morning, Cheryl. Thank you, Afro Latina. Y'all need to stop asking to join my live because I don't do that. Hey, Shamani. I'm not good at pronouncing names. Y'all know y'all not supposed to be gifting me in the TikTok land. In YouTube land, I don't mind it, but in TikTok land, y'all don't have to do all that. Good morning, T. Good morning, Spoil. Good morning, Pope. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Beauty. You had it right the first time. Oh. Hey, dark chocolate. Comments similar to these will be flagged by what? I ain't even started yet. Good morning, MSC. Oh, messy. That's cute. I like the way you did that. All right, if we can get these hearts to 10K, we can get this party started. No. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Ann. I appreciate everybody that subscribes to my channel. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, y'all. I wish I could show y'all. I think I can show y'all. Hold on. Y'all, my shirts are lit. My shirts that are coming are lit. I have been working on these shirts for the past 2 months, and I'm getting the prototypes sent to me. They're getting it. They've been put in the mail. They should be here in like a week. Y'all, I've been working hard on these shirts for my black women and for my yappers. Y'all, the first 2 people I'm going to push shirts out to. I am so excited. And these are not shirts that look like this. These are not shirts that's going to be on TikTok shop. I'm not doing that shit. I'm putting them somewhere else. I'm super excited for these shirts because they're my words and my sayings. So I put a lot of work into them. I would show y'all what they look like. But I don't want nobody to steal it before it comes out. Because there's nothing out. These are my personal words. These are my smart ass language. Specifically for black women. Under that whole little black umbrella, African, Afro-Latino, Afro-Dominican, Mexican, Afro-Mexican. It's for all of y'all. I wish I had it for Juneteenth. I got to find that shirt for myself. I miss the old cartoon. Oh, I got this from the Dollar Tree. Right, so many shady people out here. Yeah, that's why I'm waiting. I'm waiting. But when they do get ready to pop out, it's gonna be nice. And I am working on a shirt for the men, but I think women gonna like this shirt too. Don't worry, guys, I got you. But my ladies come first. All right. Happy Juneteenth. I'm gonna say that again to all my African Americans, descendants of slaves. If you don't know what Juneteenth is, okay, I'm gonna give you a little synopsis, okay, because I do feel like a lot of people who are not of African American descent have no idea what the hell Juneteenth is, and they get really confused, and it becomes a little disrespectful. So before we start the news, I'm gonna give y'all a little education, okay? Juneteenth, short for June 19th, marks the day, June 19th, 1865, when Union troops arrived in Galveston, Texas, okay, and announced that enslaved African Americans were now free, okay? Now, 2 years before that shit, President Lincoln had made the Emancipation Proclamation, saying that we were free as all out can be. But some southern states didn't give a shit about that. They actually were having to force them to get rid of their slaves. Like Louisiana, that plantation that burned down. Remember when whatchamacallit went there and that plantation burned down in Louisiana? That's one of the oldest antebellum plantations that were there. The man that owned that plantation, he knew that the Union was coming for his ass and they were coming for his slaves. So he took half of his slaves to Texas so he could still have slaves and still work them. He moved half of them to Texas. So they knew that shit was going on. Now, January the 1st, 1863 is when slavery was supposed to be over, but Texas did not get that, and the Confederacy was still holding that shit on lock. The Union forces had to enforce that law, and that is when the last set of African American slaves were free. Now, as black people, we take pride in that celebration. And I know a lot of white folks, especially ones here in YouTube land, I know y'all really don't care about us being free. Y'all kind of wish we wasn't, but oh well, we are. You know, that day is the oldest known U.S. celebration when it comes to the end of slavery. It represents a freedom delayed, but finally delivered. It honors our struggles, our resilience, our contributions to the African Americans throughout the history of this country. It also represents our reflection, our education, our culture, our joy. It represents all of that. And I know, like, y'all like to say that black folks don't have, you know, culture here in America, but y'all feed into that culture every day. Every time y'all use African American English vernacular, every time y'all try to speak in a certain slang, every time y'all do a certain dance move, yeah, those all derive with us. The food you eat at the end of the day, the macaroni and cheese, the fried chicken, even if you eat boxed macaroni and cheese, that is derived from us, okay? Okay? Greens, chitlins, gumbo, that's all us. That ain't got shit to do with y'all, okay? Anytime y'all eat one of those southern cuisines, it's not from your people. Making sure that y'all want to understand it. It is not from your people. Your people couldn't cook. Okay? Y'all need to understand that. Y'all couldn't cook. Y'all had maids. Us. Y'all wasn't in the kitchen. Y'all couldn't invent shit. Y'all probably didn't even know what a kitchen looked like. Y'all really didn't become homemakers until we were really out of the Jim Crow area. Hell, and some of y'all still can't cook. All right. Unless y'all following one of our recipes. The music y'all listen to, from blues to country music, yeah, y'all stole that shit too. Dance, techno music, that's us. Rock and roll, us, y'all stole that shit too. Hip hop, everybody want to be a goddamn hip hopper. Everybody want to be a rapper. That's definitely all us. They ain't got shit to do with nobody else but us. R&B, hell, goddamn Korea has K-pop. They came over here and studied our R&B singers to take that shit. Where do you think NSYNC came from? Pop music was delivered out of R&B. Pop music was delivered out of Michael Jackson. Y'all stole that shit too. Y'all really own nothing when it comes to music in general, except for like, well, y'all don't own opera because y'all call yourselves white, and white is not of opera. That's European descent. So y'all don't really own that either. Opera is over there. Opera is over there, you know. Y'all live in our culture. Actually, y'all live in our inventions too. You know, the phone you on right now, that was invented by a black person. Ooh, don't you hate it? Yep. The peanut, penicillin, the oldest medication, black folks, came from a black woman. Woo! So, I'm just going to make this very clear. We have culture. White folks just likes to make it American culture instead of it being African American culture. This is why y'all say we have no culture, because y'all want to seep it into yourselves so you can have claim to it. But you can't have claim to something that has a soul and has flavor, because in all actuality, I don't think y'all have either. That's why we always talk about our ancestors and our soul. Y'all don't really talk about y'all ancestors unless it's about, I don't know, slavery or some shit. That's the only time I hear y'all talk about y'all stuff. Um, but we talk about our souls and our ancestors speaking to us because we have that. That's where African Americans and our names come from, is because of us having a soul. Our is from us having a soul. Our culture is based on us having a soul and the ties to our ancestors, whether they're good, bad, or ugly. Um, I know a lot of people don't want to recognize that in this country, and frankly, I don't give a shit. I'm going to celebrate being black, and I'm going to be proud that my ancestors fought long and hard to get this far, for me to be able to sit in front of a phone that they created and speak about them. Y'all can't take that shit from me. I wouldn't want to be anything but black, an African American, a descendant of slavery. We're the only culture, the only race in this country that has really pulled ourselves up by the bootstraps. And no one had faith in us. No one had faith in my culture. No one had faith in my people. And now we're known worldwide for our music, our food, our styles, our resilience, our pride. Black pride came from African Americans. It didn't come from no other fucking culture under the black umbrella. We say black pride for a reason. And that is, I'm getting off my soapbox and we can get to the news. But I just wanted to put that out there. So y'all be black as hell today. Do that for me. Be black as hell today. I will be tonight. This hair is coming out big fro. And I will have my live back on my main page on Monday. I will have my live back on my main page on Monday, okay? That's it. So y'all be going back there on Monday, okay? Now, let's catch up on the Iran and Iraq news, because woo, they are not playing with us. Okay, so let's the breakdown from yesterday. Israel executed multiple airstrikes in waves across Iran, hitting Tehran, Isfahan, and Bashir. I hope I said those names right. And its own Bashir is its only operating nuclear power plant. And other military and sites. Iran reported 639 casualties, including civilians and security personnel. Iran launched a ballistic missiles in several waves at Israel. Most were intercepted, but some did penetrate the defenses. Its strikes hit Sokra Hospital in Beersheba and damaged infrastructure in Ramat Gan. Now, also, their little Iron Dome is now, it's fucked up. One of Israel's missiles went up and came down and hit their Iron Dome. And now their Iron Dome is not iron no more. And that is their biggest defense. So with them losing that, their systems are about to be hit. Israel's a pro-Israel hacker, which this was some dirty work. A pro-Israel hacker collective called Predatory Sparrow launched cyber attacks in Iran's Nobotex crypto exchange. They stole $90 million worth of cryptocurrency from Iran. I didn't even know Iran had cryptocurrency, but they got $90 million of that shit. 90 million. And then they infiltrated their TV stations, spreading propaganda all over Iran. Now, I can say Israel does have a good technology. They do have some good technology. They also had Israelis Mossad reportedly ran a covert drone operation inside of Iran, disabling surface-to-surface missile sites prior to the airstrikes. So they were, I don't know how the hell they got in. I don't know how they got in, but they got in. And they tore some shit up. They did. This is how they working. This is how they moving. Y'all know gifts. Just tap the hearts for me. No gifts. I'm not saying no gifts on YouTube land. YouTube, y'all can give me. TikTok, don't give me shit. Just pump the hearts up. Thank you. Now when it comes to the US, the Pentagon has already prepared military plans. Pentagon has already prepared military plans. Trump has already signed off on them hoes. He is waiting. He is waiting. Y'all do not follow this page. Go follow my main page. It's just Nene, JUSNENE with nothing on top of it. Because I barely be on this page. I only be on this page when I get kicked off my main 2 pages. Yeah, so Trump is prepared for the U.S. to mobilize. He's mobilizing U.S. carriers, USS Nimitz and USS Ford. He's also getting air assets in the air and mid-air refueling support. Now, though the final decision and no direct involvement has been made, but Trump is saying he's wearing thin. And there are a lot of AIPAC, that means they're being paid by Israel, representatives in Congress that want Trump to join the fight. They're encouraging it. And there are some that are telling him, don't do this shit, because if you do this shit, this is going to be the end of your presidency. Now, I'm going to say this once again. Congress must approve a war. He cannot go to war on his own. Only if we are in imminent danger. And telling the world that you have already made plans to strike Iran, but you are waiting to see if they're going to give up their nuclear programs in Tehran is stupid. That is telling Iran, no matter what, we got to strike. I think he did that shit on purpose, honestly. I think he did it on purpose to set Iran off so Iran can strike one of the bases in the Middle East. I think he did it on purpose because he put this out to the world. He put this out to the world. Now, Iran said, if you getting this shit, made it very clear to the U.S. yesterday, if you get into this shit, there will be all-out war. Russia has told the U.S. stay the fuck out of it. And Russia does back Iran. Russia actually got missiles from Iran that they used to strike Ukraine yesterday. 400 drones from Iranian drones were used in the attack on Ukraine yesterday. So Russia is getting equipment to fight the Ukrainian war from Iran. So they can't afford for Iran to be fucked up. They can't afford it. So Russia is telling U.S., back up. You may want to try to broker peace. Stay out of it. And I'm telling you right now, if Russia jumps in, North Korea may jump in as well. North Korea just gave Russia 5,000 troops to work with the mines, to get the mines out the way, and to help with building military forces. You see how all this shit is getting connected? And this is all yesterday. This was all yesterday. You talking about, I just need to know if we need to pay our bills or not. Girl, you asking the number one question. I just need to know if we need to pay our bills or not. I don't know yet. I do not know. But the way everybody is juggling, it's not looking good. Now, the U.S. has closed its embassy in Jerusalem until Friday for security precautions, and their evacuation efforts were announced later through flights, and cruise ships options for U.S. citizens in Israel were urged to register for departure. So they're trying to get U.S. citizens now. Israel said nobody that is Israel born is allowed to leave the country. I want you to hear me now. Nobody that was born in Israel is allowed to leave Israel. The fuck? Everybody else can leave now. If you are Israel born, you cannot leave that country. They're going to need bodies. Everybody else can get the hell out. But they're going to need bodies for this war. Because eventually it's going to get on the ground. Eventually it's going to get on the ground. And they're going to need bodies to come and fight. And on top of that, it is now hitting the news that what's it called? The bomb shelters, they're only for the Jewish community. If you're Muslim or Christian or something, you cannot go into those. You have to go outside and you have to flee and you have to find some other way to shelter. They're saying that now for real. And I thought it was just like a rumor of what was being said yesterday. It's on news now. They are actually actively keeping those people out of those rooms. They're not saving them. Yep, the bunkers. They're saying if you're not of Jewish descent and you are Muslim or Christian, you cannot be in those shelters. I wonder when everybody's going to wake up and realize Jewish people in Israel don't give a shit about nobody but themselves. And some of them here in America feel the same way. They don't care about nobody but themselves. They don't care about nobody but themselves. They also don't want to be used as a pawn. A lot of them didn't want to be used as a pawn when it came to making up new laws in this country, but it's happening. What's a lie? What's a lie, oh Elise? What's a lie? How am I lying? When you actively keep people from getting shelter, when your country is under attack, you don't care about nobody else but your own people. That is dehumanizing right there. They started it. Show me a reputable source. Baby, go look it up yourself. I ain't got to show you shit. Actually, you can go to my main page and you can listen to my video from yesterday and you can find a reputable source. Go look. And this is coming directly out of Israel. This is not coming from a news station. This is coming from people actually in Israel. You don't like that your people are effed up. Your people been effed up for a good minute. Your people have been effed up for a good minute. Your people have been causing harm. Y'all been creating a whole Holocaust in Palestine. Y'all been creating a whole Holocaust. I don't care. You sticking up for them. So I'm going to say y'all. Y'all been creating a whole Holocaust in Palestine. Y'all have turned into Germans. Y'all have turned into Germany. And now y'all picking fights with everybody and they mama. How do the people who were fleeing persecution now become the persecutors? How does that happen? You steal land. Y'all stole the land from Palestinians because they had to make room for y'all from somewhere after y'all fled from Germany. Y'all had to have something. You know, after the Holocaust, y'all had nowhere to go. So they decided to steal land from Palestinians and push them off their land to give y'all a place to stay. And then America backed y'all financially. So y'all have free health care, free education, free everything. Just so America could have a stronghold in the Middle East. Instead of making friends with Palestinians, y'all chose to try to put them in basically a concentration camp where they had ankle monitors and they had to wear signs of where they were going, and their water and their food were allocated by y'all. And now y'all think y'all better than everybody because the Bible talks about y'all. The Bible talks about a lot of shit. I don't think it ever talked about y'all turning on people and doing what was done to you to a whole nother subset of people who are actually God's children. Because before Israel existed about 86 years ago, that was all Palestinian land. Jesus was born in Palestine. Oh, yes. For all you Israel loving people, Israel's only existed for like 86 years. The country did not exist until after the Holocaust. Jesus was born in Jerusalem. Jerusalem was in Palestine before it became Israel. Oops. Oops. May have bust a bubble. Sorry, not sorry. It's only history. I don't think a lot of y'all actually look at how long Israel has been Israel. I don't think y'all actually look at how long Israel has been Israel. Israel's not even 100 years old. What was that land before they took it? When was the Holocaust over? I'll wait. That was never Jewish country. That was never a Jewish country. That land belonged to the Palestinians. That whole part of that land, Jerusalem, was Palestinian. It was not Jewish. I know they like to make up lies and stuff to feed y'all ego because of your whiteness, but that's just facts. Jesus was born in Gaza, in Palestine. Jesus was not born in Jerusalem because it wasn't Jerusalem. It was actually Palestinian land. That's why he's brown with wool hair. And he's not pale with blue eyes. No one can survive that kind of heat. They didn't have sunscreen back then. Y'all not even thinking theoretically either. There wasn't no sunscreen. The fuck? They didn't have windows to block out the heat. Jesus might as well have been my color. I'm closer to his color than that thing y'all worship on the wall. So for all y'all people that love Israel so much, it barely existed. And the only reason it exists now is because the United States needed it. If the United States had no use for Jewish people, then they would not be there. And now Jewish people in Israel have taken that knowledge of knowing that America needs them in the Middle East to have control and to have insight to minerals and have insight to other people in other countries. And they've taken that and they've ran with it because they know that the United States will come running for them every time. United States is the big sister. Israel is the little sister. It's all about money and control at the end of the day. In my eyes, and I'm going to say this, I don't think Israel should be existing next to Gaza. I think Israel need to take their ass, and them Jewish people need to take their ass back to Germany and fight for the land they was pushed off of. That's what I believe. I believe Jewish people should go back to Germany, fight for the land that was taken from them, and leave Palestinians alone. If y'all really want to fight for yourselves, if y'all really want to fight for y'all land, if y'all really was about that life, y'all would be telling Germany to move their ass over and let me back in the country y'all pushed me out of. Real shit. Because I'm going to tell you like this. If I've gotten the power back and I've been built up, I would have took my ass back to the country that pushed me out and told me I didn't belong there, and I'd be getting my shit back. Or did y'all forget? Before y'all considered yourself Jewish, y'all were Germans. Y'all were part of Germany. Y'all were part of Germany. Why don't y'all go back home? Why don't y'all go back home? Why don't y'all actually go fight people that actually took something from y'all? Because Palestinians didn't take anything from y'all. They didn't take any. Y'all took from them. And now y'all starting wars with everybody and trying to involve everybody and their mama. Y'all took land from people who had been there for hundreds of years. But y'all not bold enough to go take the land back that y'all was pushed off of and ran out of and put in concentration camps for and tagged for and sit in gas chambers for and ran and hide for. Like, wow, there's an epiphany. Y'all would rather bully people y'all stole land from than to go fight the people that actually put y'all in the position to have to get new land. I'm just saying. Y'all some punks. Straight punks. Y'all bullies and punks at the same time. Because if it wasn't for the United States, y'all wouldn't have shit. Y'all wouldn't have free healthcare. Y'all wouldn't have free education. Y'all wouldn't be living the best lives that y'all have. And the only reason y'all have those best lives is because the United States needs y'all. As soon as y'all become unneedable, that truce is broken. The United States is not for anybody but themselves. It's a capitalist country. They could easily make a deal with somebody else. I'm very much American. I'm just not stupid. I'm just not stupid. All this that's going on right now is nothing but y'all fault. Y'all have become everything your ancestors never wanted to be. Y'all have literally become everything your ancestors didn't want y'all to be. And I've seen plenty of them in this country disappointed in what their people have become. Disappointed in what their people have become. Y'all are Nazi Germany now. If you're Israeli and you're listening to me, y'all have become Nazi Germany. Y'all collect people's body parts. When they pass away, y'all still keep them until they do their whole life sentences under y'all. That's crazy. Ain't that crazy? I found that out. They're the biggest holders of bodies. They sell body parts of Palestinian people. And if a Palestinian loses their life in their jail, they keep their body until the sentence is up. Yeah. They kidnap kids. They were raping some men in those jails. They sure did. They were raping, they was trying to rape men in those jails. How godly are y'all? Y'all sick now. Y'all are infested. I mean, if you want to be real, y'all are not God's first children. That Bible don't tell the truth. It was written by man. Ooh, baby. That Bible is tainted. It's not even the real one. The real one is in Africa. The real Bible is in Africa. Not written to make white men feel good. I'm sorry, white people are not even mentioned in the Bible. Duh. Did y'all know that? White people are not even mentioned in the Bible. That's crazy. Yes, the real Bible is in Ethiopia. Not Jerusalem. Not in the Jewish community. Not the Latter-day Saints. Not Catholic. Yeah. The real Bible is in Ethiopia. And that Bible doesn't need to be sold to make money. I don't wish any peace on Israel. I don't. I feel for the children there. But for people who I've watched Israelis sit on the TV and say that in order for us to be really free, we have to unalive everybody in Palestine, including the offspring. Including the offspring. Y'all are horrible people. Y'all are horrible people. Y'all don't deserve anybody's prayers. Y'all don't deserve anything. That's why I want Iran to go ahead and do what they got to do. Y'all are not peaceful people. Y'all not innocent. Y'all are not of God. Y'all not even on the land that belongs to y'all. Y'all actually are colonizers. Oh, that's what y'all are. Y'all are colonizers. Dang. We got the word. Besides creating a Holocaust, they're colonizers. They are the white people of the Middle East. They're colonizers. I got it. I got it. They're colonizers. Whoa. That's the get you gotcha. They're telling me to go back to Africa. It would be very hard for me to go back to Africa. See, I'm African American, which means I come from a multitude of areas in Africa and Europe, you know, because y'all people couldn't keep it in y'all pants during slavery. So it would be hard for me to go back to Africa. There is no direct place for me to go. Sorry. Hey, I'm 24% Nigerian and 21% European, Wales, and French. Those are my two biggest demographics in my DNA. So and then under that, I have Scottish in me. I have Tenon and Boggle. I'm surprised I have no Ethiopian. I have Canadian in my blood. It's crazy. But that's what America is. America is a melting pot due to slavery, due to the massacre of the Native Americans, due to the push off of Mexicans off of their lands, due to the Japanese and Chinese coming here, helping with the railroads and being in the South. We're a melting pot. Due to multiple cultures and countries fleeing whatever they were fleeing to come to America to have a better life. Hell, even Trumpy's granddaddy came and fled from Germany. Oh, my bad. He didn't flee Germany. He ran from being drafted into the German army. My bad. Hold on. He's not one of those. He's a draft dodger. My bad. I forgot. Trump's granddaddy was a draft dodger. That's how he got in America. And he was mad because he couldn't hang out with the big boys. So he opened up a brothel. No wonder Trump is the way he is. His granddaddy used to run a brothel just so he could be next to rich people that did oil mining and gold and everything else. And that's how his daddy got to start. And then his daddy tried to take his wife back to Germany. And they say, you can't come back here, my boy. You can't come back. You got to stay where you are. Yeah. Can't come back here. You're a draft dodger. Can't come back here at all. I mean, Trump dodged a draft 5 times. So imagine what you can do with money. He don't even serve his country. But he gonna send y'all asses and y'all children out there to go serve him. He wouldn't even serve his country. He would not. Somebody said you can't survive without colonizers. Oh, that's a lie. We could have definitely survived without y'all. Y'all. The only reason y'all started spreading out the way y'all spread it out is because y'all were disease infested. If you think about European countries back then, y'all didn't have irrigation. Y'all barely took baths. All those pretty pictures of y'all painted and stuff, y'all weren't clean. That's why the Black Plague ate up most of y'all. And that's why y'all had to find other places to be. Y'all had to spread out. Y'all married y'all cousins. All of y'all are infested with each other. All those neighboring countries like Austria and Italy and Spain, y'all married within the royal family. Most of y'all are descendants of y'all cousins and uncles. Y'all weren't clean people. Y'all people could barely survive. And so what did y'all do? Y'all had to venture out. Got to find other places to be. And y'all spread y'all disease everywhere y'all went. Africa, y'all spread diseases. AIDS came in from y'all. AIDS came in from y'all. Y'all went to Americas and y'all gave Native Americans disease infested covers for their bodies and watched them do the Trail of Tears. And they died from y'all's sickness. Y'all gave them sickness. Every country y'all went to, y'all gave them sickness. Every country would have survived if y'all would have stayed where y'all was. We would actually know what Australia's Native Americans actually look like. You know, Australian people are not white, right? They look like me. They're dark. The indigenous people of Australia are dark. They're not white. But we wouldn't know that because y'all came over and took over everything. Wouldn't know that whatsoever. The only reason Egypt looks as light as it does is because y'all came in and decided y'all wanted to mate. Egyptians weren't white. No matter how much y'all put Cleopatra on the damn TV, Egyptians were not white. Y'all came and y'all infested everything. If y'all would have stayed where y'all are, I think people would be happy. If y'all would have stayed in Europe and Scandinavia and all those other cold ass places and left the warm weather to us, we would be okay. We would be good. I'm pretty sure Hawaii would be happy if y'all all left their goddamn state. Hawaii didn't even want to be a 50 state of this country. Hawaii wanted to be left alone. I'm pretty sure they would have been happy if y'all asses would leave. Y'all gentrify everything. Y'all talking about black folks living next door. Trust me, black folks would be so happy if y'all never entered neighborhoods because rents would not go up. Our culture will not be torn down. And we wouldn't be pushed out. Y'all, everything y'all touch, it erases people's culture. We can tell when y'all start showing up. We can tell when y'all start showing up. Is that a package for me? It may be a package for me. I don't know. But I'm going to get off that soapbox and let's get back to the news. Sorry, y'all. I had to get on that little tidbit. Iran's leadership, including Supreme Leader, I cannot say this man's name. I'm going to have to figure out how to pronounce it. I'm going to say Leader K and Ambassador B warned the U.S. intervention would spark an all-out war. Putin said, stay the fuck out. European diplomats are urging for diplomatic engagement with the nuclear talks planned in Switzerland. Yes, they're having nuclear talks in Switzerland without the U.S. participation. Without the U.S. participation. So the U.S. is not a part of this conversation. India is launching an operation to evacuate approximately 110 Indian nationals from Iran on yesterday. They need to get their people out. What to watch out for next when it comes to this situation? Whether Trump gives a final approval to the U.S. strikes on Iran's deep embedded nuclear sites, Fordo, diplomatic channels in Switzerland and other forms will negotiate materialization, which that shit is not going to work. Escalation risk, Iran's wording around the U.S. intervention and Israel's continued suppression of Iran. Suppression of Iran. The effectiveness of defense intercepts in Israel and whether civilian targets like hospitals and urban zones will increase. That's what we have to look forward to. That is what we have to look forward to. And I know a lot of people are trying to figure out, well, if Iran strikes, what is the process for Iran? It's not just Iran we have to worry about. I want to make that very clear. It's the Houthis. We have to worry about Hamas. We have to worry about other, because they have friends. Okay, it ain't just them. And I think that's where people have it confused. It's not just them. So Iran could retaliate against the U.S. and strike. Okay, we know Trump has moved 40,000 troops. He's deployed them in the Middle East, including the United Arab Emirates, UAE, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia are all on high alert. Okay. Iran could retaliate using its arsenal of ballistic missiles. The U.S. Army has a presence at dozens of air bases across the region, and it could be targeted. Is it raining again in Atlanta? Damn! We can't catch a break. Okay. The U.S. bases range around Iran's missiles. Okay, I want y'all to know that. The U.S. bases that range around Iran's missiles are big, okay? They're sitting right there in the hub, okay? There's Turkey, Saudi Arabia. There's one in Israel. Those are all U.S.-controlled bases. Now, their naval deployments are sitting outside of Israel and outside of Saudi Arabia. Now, Iran, on the other hand, they have Hamas, Hezbollah, militias in Syria. They have militias in Iraq, and they have the Houthis in Yemen. So it's not just them. If Trump steps in, it's not just them. On top of that, we don't know if Russia's going to jump in. We don't know if North Korea is going to jump in and help Russia. We don't know that shit. We don't know that. It literally is raining for 40 days and 40 nights in this bitch. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. It is literally that happening. Now, the one thing the United States does have over Iran is that damn bomb, their secret weapon. It is a GBU-57A/B bunker buster. Okay, that bunker buster could take out Fordo with multiple strikes. They need to hit the same site every time. But every time they hit, the bunker buster will get deeper into the ground. It'll drill a little bit, get in a little bit deeper, and explode from the inside. That is what we have in our arsenal. And if that is deployed, it is designed to destroy concrete bunkers, including in mountains, and tunnel networks. The bomb could be crucial in targeting Iran's fortified uranium enrichment sites buried beneath the mountains and reinforced with meters of steel and rock. That baby is nothing to play with. It weighs 30,000 pounds. Okay? It weighs 30,000 pounds. It can smash 200 feet into the earth, concrete, and steel, and packs enough punch to wipe out an enemy's underground layer. So, if Trump deploys that, that's it. That's it. Hey, Jakia, that's it. If he deploys that, that is it. Iran is definitely about to be pissed, and we don't know who's gonna come out the woodworks. I don't have a clue. I don't know. I don't know who's gonna come out if Trump deploys that. And let's just hope that shit don't happen. I'm hoping that this man stays out of this war and let them handle it on their own. I'm hoping that's what happens. I'm hoping. But with Trump, you never know. He likes to voice. He likes to talk. Sometimes he talks out the side of his neck, and people are listening to him. Especially Iranians. They are listening to him, and they are going to take his word at face value, and they're going to use that to plan their attack. And I'm just saying, if you in Iran, we ain't got shit to do with it. And I'm going to say this, for all you Trump MAGA lovers, if you love your daddy so much, go and enlist in the army for him. Go enlist in the armed services for him. Please get your ass up and go serve your daddy. He's going to need y'all. No MAGA supporter should be against enlisting into the armed services. This is what y'all voted for. This is what y'all asked for. I need Cubans to get off their ass and go ahead and enlist if they can. That the 50% of the white women that voted for him, get your ass up and go and vote for him and enlist for him. White men, y'all shouldn't even say anything. Y'all need to be at those lines as well. Y'all need to get up and go ahead and start listening, because nobody that didn't vote for him should not have to fight for him. I ain't vote for his ass. Go on and serve your father, your Lord and Savior. Y'all think he's God? Go serve your God. Go ahead. March your ass into the Trojan War. I'm being for real. Y'all need to be the first ones signing up when they say we need people. Y'all want to storm January 6th? Y'all true patriots of America. I ain't no patriot. I'm going to tell you that shit right now. I am not a patriot. Never. I will never be a patriot. Y'all got that shit. My family has served in enough wars. I'm good on that. I wouldn't even join ROTC. All 10 of my aunties and uncles, including my older brother, all joined ROTC. You got me fucked up. I ain't even doing that shit. I wouldn't even join JROTC. My granddaddy was so mad at me when I broke that tradition. I said, I want to dance. Said, fuck that. I want to dance. I don't want to be in no blue suit. I don't want to do that shit. And my granddaddy, Marine, an ex-Marine, looked at me talking about, you want to dance? I said, yeah, I want to dance. I want to be in no dang on suit. Deal with that enough here. You got me messed up. We're not doing that. Y'all true patriots, y'all go fight for this man. Here's something else your big daddy want to do. He wants to sell $3 million. 3 million acres of public land to the highest bidders. Foreign and domestic. That is in that big, beautiful bill. He wants to sell our national parks, our national reserves to the highest bidder. So he can get that $6 billion tax cut for the wealthiest. $600 billion tax cuts for the wealthiest. Our national parks are important. Our national reserves are important. We need them. Without animals, we won't survive, okay? Without trees, we won't survive. Those are national parks. They should not be touched. Those are for preserving our land and our animals and our wildlife. And now he wants to sell them off to the highest bidder. Yes. Our national forests, our national parks are up for the bidding in that beautiful big bill. That bill is about to sink America, all for the 1%. All for the 1%. That is included in that bill. Everybody's going to get hit, including the goddamn animals. Ain't that some shit? The animals are not even safe. Not even the trees. This bill is so packed. Like you just catch shit on the last whim of it. Everybody, like, this bill is so packed. It is even packed to the point where this man has a clause in there that would make him fucking king, basically. It would make him king. There's a clause in there that says that no judge can object to his rulings. No judge could object to his rulings. He has that clause in his goddamn bill. It's small, but it's in there. It makes him king. Who the fuck wants that? I don't need no toupee wearing. I'm sorry, let me shut up. If you're in California, he's about to drop 2,000 more troops on your ass. Okay, if you're in California, he's about to drop 2,000 more National Guard troops into that area. Okay? 2,000 more. It sucks. They have not, a lot of people didn't read the bill. They reading that hoe now. Yes. So if you're in California, they're dropping 2,000 more National Guard troops in Los Angeles. They're about to be deployed. On top of that, also, he cut funding for $20 billion. I'm sorry. He cut funding for a $4 billion federal funded high-speed rail project for Los Angeles to San Francisco. He cut that. which would have been great. That would have been great. It was a federally funded government project, but he cut that project out of spite of Gavin Newsom. And I know y'all probably need that in San Francisco and California. I got a question for the Muslims in America. Do y'all still stand with Trump because he promises peace and not war? I'm just asking for a friend. Do y'all still stand with Trump? At these, he said, y'all said in October 2024 that y'all stand with Trump because he promises peace and not war. I guess not. I guess not. Pete Hegseth went in front of Congress and got his ass handed to him yesterday. He said he was proud to reinstate all Confederate bases names as defense secretary. Yeah, that didn't go over too well with a lot of them, because the thing is, some of those bases are named after not black people. They're named after people who are actually heroes, that have Purple Hearts and shit like that. And their families weren't even notified that the name was going to be changed. They had to get calls from the media. Media had to inform them that their family, their mother's name is being taken off a base. See, those bases aren't just named after African Americans and stuff like that. They're actually named after real heroes that fought for our country. Fought for our country, and they're being renamed for traitors to this country. That the only reason they were fighting is so they could keep people in bondage. Black people. Happy Juneteenth. But what's that lady name? Because she ate his ass up. It was a nice little read. Tammy Duckworth, Senator Tammy Duckworth, read Pete for Hegseth for filth. First of all, the defense budget is about to go out of budget. They don't have no more money. They're over budget. They're about to be broke. The defense budget is about to be broke. Second, she said he's unqualified, and he's a yes man. And I agree. He is unqualified to be the defense secretary. He ain't got no idea what the fuck he's doing. Because if he did, the Houthis would have not been able to take all those ships down. And she did talk about that. She said, you lost millions and billions of dollars worth of ships. The Houthis have them hoes now. That's gotta be embarrassing. The Houthis have our damn ships. They took them hoes. They either took them or took them out. She was like, you ain't done shit right since you've been here. Like, you ain't done nothing. Are you advising the president to tell him to hold off from going to war? No, he's not doing that either. She read his ass for filth, and I encourage y'all to look up that read. FDA approves, which I'm so excited for this, and everybody should be excited about this. The FDA approves the first ever twice yearly HIV prevention shot that nearly eliminates new infections in the trials. So that is good. That is great. Because HIV is being ramped up. Now, if they could just get rid of these STDs that's running around here, that would be great as well. I would love to see that. It's a great thing. The U.S. Supreme Court upholds Tennessee's ban on gender-affirming care for minors with 6-3 ruling. The 6 conservatives voted for the ban. The 3 liberals allowed the vote, said they will allow it. It's crazy how the 3 liberals in the U.S. Supreme Court are all women of different cultures, different races. And all of it except for, I hate that man with such a passion. Basically, all the shit, I don't even want to say it wrong. Okay, I can't say that, Nene. You cannot say that. All the conservatives are white, even the black man. And they all have a comb over. I'm sorry, Tennessee. Just take your kids and move if you can. Trump plans on, speaking of LGBTQIA, Trump plans on terminating the 988 suicide prevention service tailored for LGBTQ and youth in July. So they won't have a hotline to dial into anymore. There'll be no help. Um, I I don't even know what to say about that. It allows callers to dial 988 and press 3 and connect directly with counselors and train support for youth and LGBTQ and young adults under 25, ensuring they receive a tailored help they need. Um, that's important. It's not that's important. For substance abuse, mental health administration, um, health and human services, that is vital for our youth that cannot talk to anybody. That is vital. I don't think anybody wants to see that shit go. But that is so sad. Um, I hate that man with a passion. And I don't really hate people like that, but I do. I don't if he dropped right now, I would probably celebrate. Actually, no, I would celebrate if he dropped right now. I would celebrate. I would probably catch the Holy Ghost, and I've never had it before in my life. I would. And look at all the MAGA people leaving my. I love when MAGA leaves my live on YouTube. I love when they leave because they get mad that I'm not feeding into their shit. America's now use social media more than any other prime news source to get the news. I.e., hi peoples. Yeah, y'all listen to us more than y'all listen to the TV. Even if you want to fight with us, y'all listen to us more than y'all listen to the TV. This is where y'all get y'all news from. That is sad. That is sad. Remember when I told you yesterday that 51 people were unalived in Palestine after the attack happened from the Israelis while they were trying to get food? Well, that toll has gone up to over 70 people being unalived. Some of them did not make it. I just wanted to make sure that was known. Some of them did not make it. Another body has been claimed by Lake Lanier. I keep saying this. If you are in Atlanta, stop taking your ass to Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier will claim a body every chance it gets. And if you don't know about Lake Lanier, there's a town under it. There's a town under the lake. Okay? It was called Oscarville. It was an African American town that dealt in woodwork and poultry. Very successful town. Great farming land and everything. A white woman was found near it in bushes, unalived and raped. And so instead of doing investigations, YT people did what they did best in those times, and they became a mob with pointy hats. They burned down the whole town. They unalived African Americans. They graped on African Americans. And when some took refuge in churches, they burned the churches down. They chased the rest that was able to get away all the way to the Chattahoochee River, where some did not know how to swim. It was either deal with the mob or get in the lake or the river and try to survive. Many people died trying to cross it. They lost their lives trying to cross it. And when the white people were done, they took the land and what they wanted out of that town. They gave the rest to the government, who flooded it for energy, for water energy. That town had over 500 people in it. Over 500 lives were lost due to assumptions and hate. Because yes, they were jealous that African Americans were thriving. So, every time Lake Lanier claims a body like y'all, oops, another one bites the dust. See, We know our ancestors very well. And they didn't bury those bodies. They left them where they were. They never got a proper burial. So anytime they claim a soul, I get a little giggle. That's just reparations in another form. I'm just petty. But it claimed another one. He decided it was okay to jump off a 60-foot, jump off his boat party. Later found 60 feet underwater. 60 feet underwater. He was found 60 feet underwater. I wonder who drug him there. Because bodies supposed to float. We all float down here. Bodies are supposed to float. They found him 24 hours later, 60 feet underwater. A 27-year-old, he drowned off a boat as he jumped off that hoe. I love when my ancestors do their root work. Go for what you know. You can't tell me that ain't no spirits down there. You mean to tell me this man jumped off the boat, he drowned. They didn't find him for 24 hours and he was 60 feet underwater? That ain't. What? Was he full of rocks? Was he full of rocks? Did he have a life jacket? They say he vanished beneath the water. Despite emergency search efforts, his body wasn't discovered until the next evening. Found 60 feet underwater using a sonar. That's how they found him. The tragedy adds to the long list of drownings at Lake Lanier, a place long known for its eerie history and deadly waters. Y'all keep fucking around. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. Y'all keep messing around. Y'all gonna fuck around and find out. Speaking of fucking around and find out, President Obama warns that America is dangerously close to becoming an autocracy. We're dangerously close of becoming an autocracy. If you follow regularly what is said by those who are in charge of the federal government right now, there is a weak commitment to what we understood, and not to just my generation, at least since World War II. Our understanding of how a liberal democracy is supposed to work. There has to be a response and pushback from civil society, from various institutions and individuals outside of the government. But there also has to be in government, in both parties, who say you cannot do that. He is saying all the protesting we are doing is great. But if the people inside the government does not check Donald Trump, we are fucked. It's not just us. Our representatives need to start checking him on both sides. On both sides. It cannot be just Democrats because it looks like hate. It needs to be both sides checking him. He said what we're seeing right now is consistent with is not consistent with American democracy. It is consistent with autocracies. It is consistent with Hungary under Orbán. Ooh. It is consistent with places that hold elections but do not otherwise observe what we think as far as a fair system in which everybody's voice matters and people have a seat at the table and nobody's above the law. We're not there yet completely, but I think that we are dangerously close to normalizing behavior like that. Y'all remember when Russia had their election and the man that was running against Putin all of a sudden lost his life? Every man that runs against Putin comes up missing. That is what an autocracy looks like. No one dares go against Kim Jong-un. That is authoritarian. We don't need that kind of shit here. That ain't something we need. We do not need that. Also, Social Security may run out. It may not be able to help us by 2034. It is dwindling. And if this big, beautiful bill passes, Medicaid, Social Security, Medicare, all of that will be cut short. And when we, millennials, retire, we won't have Social Security. Even though we're paying into it, we will not have that money. That money will not be there for us. It is dwindling down. It is already at 80%. 20% we don't have anymore. So we will not receive our full benefits once we retire. We won't receive our full benefits. Once we retire, there won't be no money. On top of that, if it keeps going the way it's going in the next, by it hits 2034, it'll be at 50%. And we'll only be able to get half of the money that we have been paying into with our taxes since we started working. I've been working since I was 15. I've been paying taxes since I was 15 years old. And I've been paying Social Security since I was 15 years old. And you mean to tell me by the time I'm ready to retire, I will only be able to receive 50% of that benefits? If Trump gets away with this bill, millennials and generations under us are going to start to suffer as we get older. Because this is going to set a plan for the next 10 years. It is going to fuck us up. I want y'all to be aware of that. That is part of that big, beautiful bill. The repercussions are going to come down the line. So I hope y'all are making sure that y'all are speaking to y'all representatives and getting their asses in check, especially in the Republican states, for them not to vote for this bill. It is shit. It needs to go down back to the House. They need to rework it and start over again. They're trying to pass it by July 4th. Nobody will be able to retire in Gen Z area. We will not be able to retire. We will work till we die. I be damned. I can't. I can't do that. I can't work. Nope. I'm not doing that. It's not happening. And these traffic stops are getting heavier. I want y'all to be aware that if you are stopped, please speak with a Southern accent or whatever you can. If you know you have a little bit of an accent and you know it's not American, please do your best to speak. Code switch. Black folks, we do it all the time when we are amongst white folks and we're at work. We code switch. We stop using African American English vernacular and we start speaking what they call proper. You need to code switch. Because they're pulling people over and they're listening to their accents and they're picking them up. One girl, she's a college student going to school for nursing. She got pulled over. He noticed her accent. He asked her where she was from. She said, I'm from Idaho. And he was like, no, where are you from? I hear an accent. She said, well, I was born in Brazil. Got her. Got her right then and there, off of her accent. Be aware that everybody is looking. And don't go to no goddamn Disney World. Oh, but that Cuban lady that sung for Trump, she's getting deported by ICE. The Cubans are really starting to feel the grunt of their vote. Cubans are being picked up left and right. They said Marco Rubio said we would be fine here in Cuba. In Miami. We would be fine. Marco Rubio said we would be safe. This man just had a baby and he about to be deported. This man just had a baby and he's about to be deported. He's about to be picked up by ICE. Y'all thought y'all voted for safety. Y'all voted stupidly. Because all of y'all getting picked up. Keep racking them up. They won't be here for the next election. Oh, thank you. Whoever gave me $5. Thank you. Yeah, they won't be here. They will not be here. I think that's hilarious. And FAMU, if you went to FAMU and you're a FAMU alumni, y'all are filing a lawsuit to halt the presidential vote. Please do not let Marva Johnson into that seat. She is under Marco Rubio. She's a black woman with a fucked up wig. She is Republican. She is a Republican president trying to be put into that seat so they can start invading HBCUs, and we don't need that shit. She do have a fucked up wig. They ain't even no part. It's a comb over. You could tell she a Trump supporter. You can tell she a Trump supporter by her wig. And y'all remember that girl that was in Atlanta that was at that Chick-fil-A and she shook Donald Trump's hand? And she was like, I'm a Republican and I support Donald Trump, this, that, and the other. That black girl that was on TV? Yeah, her ass is stuck in Israel right now. I hope she stays. See, unlike other races, black folks, we like to put, if you mess up in our community, we're gonna hang you out to dry. That's our motto. We shame in our area. We shame our people. All skin folk ain't kin folk, okay? That's how we put it. We will let y'all hang out to dry. And I hope she does not get out of Israel. Let her stay where her ass is at. Let her stay where her ass is at. I'm good on that part. That's great. Okay. I'm just serious. I'm so serious. New York, y'all need to close this gap between Andrew Cuomo and Zoran. Y'all need to close this gap. It's 55 to 45. Cuomo should not be winning. I hope y'all are getting ready to get out there and vote for this man. We do not need Cuomo in office. We don't need no more people who are taking money from billionaires. And Andrew Cuomo is taking money from a billionaire that supported Donald Trump. Get his ass away from there. Y'all already got rid of Eric Adams. He ain't even close to running. Get Cuomo out of there. He's got to go. I'm just saying. We not letting Marjorie Taylor Greene up in this bitch. Everybody else got to go. And if you love Diddy, Diddy's about to be sentenced soon. Diddy's definitely about to be sentenced. And he is not taking the stand. He will not be a witness. He will not be testifying. He will not be testifying. Yeah, Diddy's going to jail. Really, y'all. There's a lot of men that think Diddy was just a freak. He was more than a freak. He's a problem. He going to jail. Okay? Mm-hmm. He needs to go to jail. Heavy. I kind of want him to get like 30 years, so by the time he get out, he can't do shit. 30 years would be great. With parole in maybe 20. With parole in 20 years. By that time, he'll be in his 70s. What can you do, sir? What can you do? I'm just serious. I'm very serious. Let him go. Let him go. We need to be like China, y'all. China's unemployed Gen Z are proudly calling themselves rat people. They're spending all day in bed in a rebellion against the burnout. Why can't we do that shit? Why can't we just lay in bed and say, fuck everybody? I'm just being for real. Like, why can't we do that? Why can't we just lay in bed and say F everybody? I would love, see, they just know how to do it better. They know how to do it better than us. They know how to say fuck the system. They're so much better at that. They call themselves rat people. They stay in bed all day. All damn day. They don't do shit. They said, fuck this system. We not finna be a part of it at all. That that is awesome. I love that. Can we get more of that? I guess not. I don't think we can get more of that, but we tried. That is all I have for you guys today. Monday we'll be back on my main page for the daily recap. Now I am about to go and handle some business because I'm off today. For every black person in either lives, please go celebrate yourself. Please go celebrate us. Take a shot from me. Because I will be partying tonight. If you see me out tonight in Atlanta, just say hey. I'll be out in Atlanta tonight. I'm going to one specific place, but I'm not going to tell everybody where I'm going. But I'm going to one specific place to have a good time. And if you are on my main page, yeah, y'all have a great day. Be blessed. And don't let these white folks stress you out, or any other race for that matter. We deserve peace. And we deserve to celebrate ourselves. Okay? Love y'all. Bye. Sassy, get your ass ready to get a bath. Oh, y'all weren't supposed to hear that. Bye, YouTube. Even the ones that hate me, even the racist. I wish you nothing but stress. Bye, y'all.